when I was getting skipped over people who had just been in the game for 3 years, but because they had social media numbers out this world, I knew, okay, I'm done chasing these comedy clubs. And then I went on to produce and put out my very first stand-up comedy special. I shot in Virginia Beach, the Barry Robinson Theater in 2016. And from that landed me my first TV performance on True TV's Laugh Mob's Laugh Tracks.
Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
What's up, everybody? Happy New Year. It might be some point in 2026, but we're still kicking it off, right? DJ Julian Rivera, Edgar the Sphere Munez. But as you know, it's not about myself. It's not about him and his big ass head either. It's about our special guest and, most importantly, everyone's peak life. Your Peak Life podcast. Make sure you're subscribing if it's your first time watching. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. And also, we have an individual in this room right now that focuses on comedy. But when you think of comedy, you're thinking about sex jokes, cussing, all that other stuff. It's funny, don't get me wrong, but there is another side of comedy that you can slay it on, and he's figured it out. I mean, he's been doing it for a long time. Mr. Clean Quality Comedy himself, Mr. Quincy Carr. How you doing today, sir?
What's going on, bro?
Nice having you.
I
Have a good day.
appreciate you guys having me here, and just leave it with quality comedy. Like, you don't have to put the clean in there.
I mean,
Okay?
but you're clean.
No, quality. There's a difference, man. You see how we starting off, man?
I don't understand this
We've
animosity
known each
here.
other for a decade and a half, almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
Dang.
All right.
And you've been clean since I've known you.
No, quality.
You're
There's
quality,
a
clean
difference.
comedy.
There's a difference. Okay, so what I've set out to do, sir, you disrespectful individual. What I've set out to do like years ago was basically take the word clean out of people thinking like clean is corny, right?
Got it.
Or clean is church. So the brand Quality Comedy, which is now trademarked officially,
Nice.
it just stands for a clean adult or clean family humor that can go anywhere. But I don't tell people clean. I just be like, it's quality comedy. Once they see it, then they understand, oh, you're getting the quality of the material without the easy laugh
Got it.
or the easy, spark words that will make you laugh.
That makes
So
sense.
of course, I mean, no disrespect to anybody that uses profanity on stage, because I curse a lot still.
Shut the hell up.
Stop it, dude. Like, do you like that? No, bro. Like I'm a former sailor.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
cursing is not gonna ever be eliminated from my
That's
vocabulary.
fair.
However, just like the brand of comedy that I wanted to put out
Yeah.
to the people was just to show folks, okay, you can still be just as funny without using the extra shock words to get the laughs. And, I've been pretty successful.
I will say that.
Successful. I can't stand when black folks don't put the successful.
To be fair, I think it's because I've known you for so long.
Yeah.
And that's why I say that the C word, which I won't say anymore now because it is a Q word now. It's
C word.
You got
quality.
offended though.
The C
You see that?
I got a little.
He's like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
about to
felt
cuss
that.
me out. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
saying you're great in a good way, but okay.
Yeah, man, you got to break that down. You got to
That's
let
true.
folks understand what the brand is.
You're
bro.
right though, because I mean, there's other individuals out there, no shade, like we're
Yeah.
saying that's just it's easier. You know,
Right.
if you just go that way, it's relatable, whatever. We all do it,
Right.
but you created a lane a long time ago, and
Oh,
when
yeah.
I remember when you said you were going to start doing it, and then you just been very, very consistent.
Right.
You developed an amazing brand for yourself over the years. Not only on top of that, you're not even just local anymore, bro. You're on. I'm surprised you're here. To be fair, I think it's former sailor, but never
Yeah.
can take the water away from a former sailor.
Oh, yeah,
He
man.
goes and performs on cruise ships all the
Cruise
time,
ships, yeah,
brother.
man.
And you're about to go. You just got back from
Crazy.
one.
Yeah.
You're about to go on. Like, tell us how that has been. I mean, when did it start, and just tell us like the story and how that's even worked for you, because that's a peak in your career.
Yeah. So, which is crazy. I got out the Navy in 1998.
Damn, you old.
People like Kevin Hart. Damn.
Yeah, right.
Don Cheadle was like, the hell, man. No, so 20 years almost to the date, to the month that I got out in 98. In 2018, I got booked to perform on my first cruise
That's awesome.
ship. So, a lot of times you can't decide or know what your lane is going to be in life. But 2018 is when I started performing on cruise ships. I want to say 2015 was the last time that I was in a position where I was chasing after comedy club gigs, so as the road comic.
Yep.
Okay.
And it was just kind of based off of a situation that happened that just kind of let me know, okay, they don't really care about comics like me because number one, the social media thing was really giving comics these platforms to just skip the process.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter if you were funny, it mattered if you had numbers.
Facts.
And so when I realized no one was going to care about me, I had been, performing, for a while. I've been headlining for a while. But when I was getting skipped over people who had just been in the game for 3 years, but because they had social media numbers out this world, I knew, okay, I'm done chasing these comedy clubs. And then I went on to produce and put out my very first stand-up comedy special. I shot in Virginia Beach, the Barry Robinson Theater in 2016. And from that landed me my first TV performance on True TV's Laugh Mob's Laugh Tracks. And once that happened, almost around the same time, I got accepted to be booked as a headliner for cruise ships. And man, I mean,
So-
the rest has just been crazy.
Do they reach out to you because they saw you, or was there an application process?
So every opportunity that happens in life, and I'm humbled by this, is all about connections.
Yep.
I was connected with a guy who had been trying to get me on these cruise ships for like years. And I was like, man, I was in the Navy. I ain't trying to be on no ship. And it wasn't until I got a chance to do it, I said, wow, yeah, this is nothing like the Navy ships. Now, in the crew areas, looks like the naval ships.
Yeah.
But the cruise ship atmosphere overall, nothing like Navy ships. So a buddy of mine named Frank Townsend, comic out of Chicago.
Frank.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if you know Frank.
I know Frank.
Frank
Yes.
Townsend?
Yes, I've worked with him. Come on, bro.
Okay, well,
you forget come on.
I thought you were joking. Okay,
No.
sorry. You being Julian.
Quality.
You being
Got it.
serious.
Okay.
Yes, but Frank Townsend is the one. So Frank, Ivan Martin,
Yeah.
which you obviously know as well. So Frank and Ivan and I were always cool, but Ivan and Frank were a little bit tighter. And Frank said, hey, the agencies trust me to, send them some referrals.
That's dope.
So me and Ivan got an opportunity to send our tape in, and the rest was history.
I just want to
Yeah.
be clear. You keep dating yourself with the
Yeah.
verbiage, your tape.
Yeah.
Okay. In this scenario, it'd be
I sent in a video tape.
You emailed?
was it a
Emailed.
VHS? Jesus.
Right. I
Email.
delivered it on the horse.
He sent it through a courier.
I was on the
Right.
horse.
Jesus
I sent a
Christ.
bird. So yeah, man, like, so that's how it happened.
Yeah.
And then I was surprised because this agency is Levity. So Levity
Oh, they're
actually owns the Improv
Yep.
comedy clubs,
Mm.
which I was like, I'm done
Yeah.
with comedy clubs. So they're based out of LA. And when she saw my 10-minute clip, she immediately said, okay, I got passed as a headliner to be on the cruise ship.
Damn right.
So, I mean, I'm prior Navy guy,
Yeah.
so I understand that
Thank you for your
life.
service too, bro.
Yeah, so obviously you're going, is this your first cruise now that you've ever been on since the carrier days or ship days?
No. So my wife and I had went on a cruise back in 2006 and 2008. And
Okay.
ironically, I remember looking at the comedy shows on there.
Yeah, you got to do it.
And I would look at the comics and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could do this. Right?
Yeah.
Because so here's the difference. And it happens now. And so I kind of set myself apart from how the comics do it now. But they have family shows and then they have adult 18 plus.
Yep.
So when you see adult 18 plus, immediately the audience or the passengers in the comics just think you have to say curse words to make it feel like an adult
It's
show.
expected.
I have been able to perform on these cruise ships and do the adult shows and still talk about adult content, sex, all that stuff. I just don't use the word. So I, like as an example, I'll say my manhood, right? And people get it, but it doesn't sound corny enough where it's like, dude, just say what it is,
Hold on.
right?
Give another example then. All right. What's a woman's hood?
Woman's hood, her clit.
Is that acceptable? Is that-
No. So if I make reference to that, I could say coochie and that's fine.
Okay.
But
fair.
I'm not using the P word. I'm
Okay,
not
yeah.
using, or clearly I
the
could say
kitty cat,
vagina if I
whatever.
wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't.
There's so many words.
So I challenge myself to write in a way where if it's a part of the joke, me saying that word is not the reason why
Yeah.
they laugh.
That's smart.
It's along the way you're laughing, and then I may even use a reference, like if I'm referring to a woman's, butt, right? So I wouldn't say, and then she showed her booty. Like that sounds corny,
Right,
right?
right.
But I may say, but the backyard on this woman.
Yeah.
And
There you
and
go.
that's not even the point of the joke,
Mhm.
but it just helps you
Yep.
get there. People don't even realize it, and they come up to me afterwards. I was at an adult show, but you didn't, like, you're very clean. And that's how my style has always been.
And-
Yeah.
Where I could talk about anything, I just don't curse doing it.
That's
No,
smart.
and I saw you at the Funny Bone, and I mean, when we go see comics, it's not like he was clean or he
Right.
cussed a lot. No, it's always like, that was a good.
Yeah.
I like these comics.
Right.
This one was so. It's always that comment. It's like, oh, this was a good show. They
Yeah.
were all good.
Yeah.
Or he was good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that's been my goal.
It's
just
not-
just
it's
be
quality.
funny. Right. It's quality, but I learned a long time ago, funny is funny if it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's not funny if you say a curse word.
Yeah.
So just be funny and challenge yourself to find a clean and creative way. Dig a little deeper. And so it's like I said, no shot at comics that do curse, but there are comics that just call themselves Christian comics,
Yeah.
church comics,
Bill
corporate
Cosby.
comics. Right. So, well, roofie comics. So, right, sprinkle comics.
Salt Babe in
why
there.
you-
Why
But
you cussing?
but I said in this lane, like everybody already has clean and gospel and
Yeah.
Christian and corporate. I
Yep.
said, let me create a brand that when people hear it and they see it, obviously you see it's on my phone too. It's just a red Q and a C, quality comedy, but Quincy Carr, it's the same thing.
Are you sure it
So-
doesn't mean quality clean?
No, it's comedy, you bastard. Ooh, I see you digging at it. Yeah, man.
Nah, I mean, all jokes aside, no pun intended. I mean, you've grown your brand drastically since we've met. I feel like it's 2 decades, bro. I
Oh,
started
bro,
Funny
it's been
Bone.
too.
I started Funny Bone in 04, 05, bro. It's been,
Yeah.
it was damn, it's a minute. And
Bro,
it's 20, it's
bro,
2026 now.
I got a picture.
What?
The first event that I did where I had my Quincy Carr Inc. banner.
With 4 people there?
And no, not that one.
Okay.
It was a cookout at a park.
Yes.
And I hired you as the DJ. And so I got that picture. I'm gonna find that
I
picture.
need that, dude.
I'm gonna find that picture and I'm gonna send it to you. That was the first thing that I did after I started my company in 2008. And I hired you to be the DJ. And it was outside and I just told jokes on your jacked up microphone.
Yep.
Your horrible speakers and stuff.
Correct.
But you were kind of new and venturing out on your own
Correct,
thing as
yeah.
well. So just the history that we've shared for nearly these 2 decades, bro, it's just been crazy.
To be fair, though, I had Technic 1200s. I
Yeah,
still got
what?
this. I get the original, the OG, the standard. So
Right.
this was before even. No, this is right when Serato came out. This is Serato, aka when I didn't have to bring crates. I can play
Right.
MP3s. The first version of this, but it
Wow.
was when it was reading, and they still have it now, but it's not as common. When you have a turntable,
Yeah.
needle, tone arm, pitch, right? The regular ass
Right.
turntable. But then they had the vinyls were the controlled vinyls. So then it read from the computer, so I can just look like I do now,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it would be on the vinyl.
Wow.
That's what I had. I still have my mixer. I still have
Okay.
I had to bring it like I was bringing
Bruh.
crates. But then that was like my 3rd gig using
Bruh.
that because I know how to use it. But I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, this is all new stuff because I'm so used to opening, placing, hearing, putting the new song down, then doing it over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm moving so much faster. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Bruh.
So now it's obviously evolved, but it was at a park. Picture a park.
Yeah.
All right. Then when you go to a park, you have those huts
Yeah,
that have
right. In
a
the
few tables
gazebo.
underneath it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I was at the one in the back right corner. He
Yeah.
was performing next to it with a wired mic. It wasn't even wireless. It was a
right.
wired.
It was a horrible
and,
mic.
and it was amazing. And then I had 2 QSC speakers that were like $100 each because
Oh
I ain't
my
had no bread.
gosh.
And I also didn't know the quality of the speakers, and I was
Yeah.
learning, right? I knew the techniques. I knew I had to have
Okay.
those were the standards, right? And I
Yeah.
still got those to this day, by the way.
Wow.
But it's just one of the things we're learning, right?
yeah.
And then you cursed a little bit, to be fair, but
I-
you
I
were
don't- I
you
don't
were
think I
learning.
did.
No, you did. I
I
mean,
don't
a damn and a hell, you don't
Okay.
use that no more.
Yeah, I
But
probably said that.
but that was
Yeah.
when you just launched the brand. That's
Sure.
when I just launched my brand,
Right,
right? We
yeah.
were launching that together in
Man,
theory.
look, I remember hiring you on that. That was my first business booking.
You only paid me like $100, by the way. So
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Tell me.
And then I hired you for that military show that ended up being
For
a
4 people.
debacle where 4 people.
$100.
No. It was 3 guys that showed up, but me, you, and Ivan.
Yes.
And we had the decision to look, man. It's not that we didn't promote it. I got duped because you were in the Navy. So every time around this area, the E6s that are going to be chiefs,
Yep.
they got to do the whole
Initiation.
initiation
Yep.
thing. They're out washing cars and all this stuff. So one of those E6s, who I knew through this mutual friend of mine, said, "Hey, look, I'm going after Chief, and we're always doing these fundraising things. Why don't we do a comedy show?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I got the DJ, I got another comic, boom, boom." He said, "Yeah, and we'll do it on the base over there at Damnick, right? It was
Yep.
Damnick or Oceana."
It was the one in the Virginia Beach. I know.
Right.
That, yeah.
Okay.
So he told me, "Yep, everything is set up. It's a little theater. The theater probably set about 250
It was a good
people.
theater. Yeah.
Nice little joint that was on the base." So we all get there, we're set up, and I'm just like, what is taking for so long? I remember putting out flyers. I gave him flyers to put out on the base.
It was a free show.
Right. No.
It was,
Yes.
It was free to them.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. It was free, but they were going to pay us, right?
Yeah.
So they can raise the
Yeah.
funds to do their chief stuff. So we're out there for hours, and then three guys happened to pop in and say, "Hey, it's supposed to be a comedy show." We saw the flyer. So they were one of the ones that the flyer wasn't taken away. So when this guy put the flyers out, his E7, who the hell is he trying to do? We ain't doing it.
Gotcha.
And they didn't tell me.
No.
So I'm sitting here preparing for a show and everything. And then three guys happened to see the
I know
flyer.
exactly what happened.
Yep, and they showed up, and man, I was so pissed. But I looked at him and Ivan, and I said, "Hey, they came here. Y'all just want to
Let's
give
do
them a
it.
show. You already set up. Let's give them a show." And he said, "F it, let's do it." And we gave those three
That makes
guys
sense.
an hour and a half show. Hold up, were you a part of? Because I'm seeing the wheels turning, bro.
My wife was a chief.
Okay.
All my friends were chiefs or whatever.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because their job is to kind of break you down. You need to
Yes.
come out of the grit, right? So obviously this guy's excited. I'm gonna do a comedy show. They tasked you to something. He probably put up the flyers being a
Mhm.
good sailor.
Mhm.
And then their job is to break you down. They came down and snatched everything on
Yep.
purpose.
Right.
And needed
And after that show, I called him livid, mind you. I said, "Bro, what the hell is going on, man?" Of course, I'm cursing at him, but I'm like, "Yo, like, you know how much money? Like,
Damn.
I hired a DJ, I hired another comedian, like, we did all this stuff." He said, "Dude, I am so sorry. I had no idea my uppers were going to pull. Like, they
Right.
actually played a prank on me.
Yeah.
They told me that, okay, yeah, you can do the show.
Yep.
We'll all show up and we'll make this money." And then I found out that day, he said, "Dude, you're not going to a comedy show." And he said, no matter what I tried to tell them, "Hey, this guy is like, he thinks is real and we're not going to show up." And he said, "We don't give a hell. We don't care." And I'm like, bro, and I was so mad. 'Cause I'm
Yep.
out the Navy. Just like, I said, "Man, F this mother." I'm gonna get mad. I said, "You know what? I would have him lose." Like, I'm talking like I'm Denzel. "I would have you playing basketball on Pelican Bay." But I was like, I'm not gonna do anything. So
Yeah.
so I paid you the little money that I say, like, I can give you something.
It's what
So,
you could do at the time.
yeah,
At the
yeah.
end of the
So,
day, we were just figuring shit
bro,
out.
we grinded for so long just doing things. And I think my very first big event, I hired you, the Intimate Evening with Quincy Carr. And you came and rocked out. And then from there, that's when I remember you telling me that you told the general manager at the Funny Bone, "Hey, there's a guy that's
Yeah.
been doing this thing around. I think he needs his own show. And because of you, I got the ability to do my own show at the Funny Bone," which was the Quality Comedy Series.
You know what you said though a lot here is relationships,
Right.
connections,
Right.
right? And that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize that is a huge superpower. That if you can be in a place to help somebody else, just to give them an introduction,
Absolutely.
Yep.
that's really, it's on you. To
Yeah.
be fair, I'm putting my stamp. Don't make me look like an idiot. But I've seen you do you, right?
Right.
I know that you're a beast, and obviously you took off and you made it run for years, and you're still making it run. Like
Yeah.
you're still rocking to this day.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that people look at everyone as competition. Yeah, it's a cliche statement, collaboration over competition. Yeah, but it's more so if we could put people in a position to win, and ultimately it's up to them to do so.
Come on, man.
How many more Barack
Come on,
Obamas would we have? How many more successful Nobel Prize winners would we have? How many more other people would we have in positions that are making impact? I don't care if it's to make people laugh. I don't care if it's
Yeah.
to make people save money. I don't care if it's a new thing to cure cancer, like whatever it is, right? Because there's a lot of good work ethic out there, but the introductions continuously need to happen.
Mhm.
Like you were just introduced a few years ago to cruise ships.
Right.
You just got back from one and you're about to go on another one.
Right.
Like, did you ever see that your career, you're now in a position where you're feeding your family, you're touring the world, and you're having a good time making different connections. But one thing I do know about you, you're not afraid about to put other people on, aka introduce other people if it makes sense, right?
Yeah, bro.
But now I want to talk about something else, and like we I was an introducer back in the day, and we had a really good reunion. You brought up Funny Bone a little bit ago, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that Funny Bone, and Edgar, you were there. Quincy came to me months and months ago. It was like, hey man, we want to do an Apollo Night reunion. This Apollo Night reunion back in the day, it was the move. Like everybody, it was popping, dog. Like the room, 300 plus every Wednesday night at 10 o'clock, 10:30. We used to have the Buddha Brothers there. RIP. Law, DJ Law, and then we had Mike Lord there, RIP Mike Lord. I forgot to play his home song because I still have it to this day.
Oh wow.
Like that's my jam. But we had this used to be the movement, and there was a point in time where I got basically put in a position where I had to start booking all the talent. If Minky didn't put somebody from Comic View on there to headline, which he did 90% of the time, to be fair, it was on me. But outside everything was local, I had to. I'm here making $10 an hour.
Right.
That's not my job. But I stepped up because you know what? I didn't want to see that night go away.
Yeah,
that was
man.
huge to me. It was, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and I made a lot of dope connections there. Selfishly, I knew I was in connection mode. I was in my mid-20s, $10 an hour. I had a position of power because I was in the right place, right time, and then I just took advantage of that in a way that would help people and put them on. But it was the move, dog. It was it was a move. And then because we had that movement forever, when I dipped and went in the radio, that shit stopped like 3 months after.
Yeah.
It just ended up stopping, right?
Yeah.
So then because no one else was just doing that work,
The grind behind the scenes.
So then fast forward X amount of years, I don't know what the difference was. We did it in September of 25.
Yeah, so I want to say 15 years had passed since, or 14 years had passed since the last Apollo night in 2011.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then we brought it. It was September in 2025. We did it, right?
Yeah.
So September 2025. Shout out you and Bodacious for putting it
Me,
together.
Bo, and Angus. Yeah.
You, Bo, and Angus. Yes. Tavis Wiggins, government name.
Using this government name.
Angus Black, my guy.
Yeah.
You three came together and you put something together. I mean, did we have 300 plus people there? No, but we had a lot of freaking people there.
Look, when
it
I
was
tell
good.
you that night was just so crazy, which, mind you, that was the first time I had stepped foot on that stage since I left the Funny Bone back in 2017. It was some crazy situation that went down, but I had not been on that stage since 2017. And then what was crazy, because Bo, shout out to Bodacious, like Bo always did this to me on Apollo night. He knew that I was the only comic on that list of comics that didn't curse.
Clean comic.
So, so what he would do is introduce me to the stage, be like, "Hey, this next comic coming to the stage. Look, he don't be cursing. He don't be doing that." Like he would put that pressure on me in front of the audience, who I know the audience is there to just see some raw, uncut comedy.
Comic View type stuff. That's what it was, right?
Def Jam, Bad Boys of Comedy, and then I would go up there and I would always deliver in a way that made me be me. So if you remember that night, I was the very first comic.
Yep.
Right. And of course he did the same thing. He said, "Hey, this guy, he don't be cursing. Like he don't like he just clean with it. Da 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 da." After he sets it up, saying all types of language, and I'm just backstage like, he back at it again. And of course I go up and I set that show. I set the show off so crazy. I'm not tooting my own horn. Like when I got off, Antoine and Angus was like, "Dude, save us some laughs, man. You got this joint jumping." And I was like, cool, like, okay, I still got it in terms of, being in front of an audience who's expecting a different style of comedy, and then I deliver. And so that's what always keeps me kind of connected with, okay, I'm in this lane, but I'm supposed to be in this lane because other comics could do it if they wanted to, but I'm the one who's actually doing it, and I'm okay with being who I am, different than everybody else.
Huge. I mean, that night was super dope, bro.
Oh,
I
man,
mean,
it was
Edgar,
crazy.
you were there too. This is your first time seeing that. Like, I was hyping it up. Like, guys, you just don't understand how much of a movement this was. But I mean, your take, seeing all those guys that were booked all the time there, because I had to make sure that I could only get 3 and give them 5 minutes, and they did 10 every time we ran over. And went from like every time I'm managing chaos. But
what I took from it was definitely, you could feel the energy between the comics. It's like the reunion, right? And then obviously a couple locals there that've been there forever. Like that was my first time also in the Funny Bone.
Right,
I've never been in there. So me, the Wise, Edwin was there. We had a great time.
Yeah.
All the comics were good. I won't name which one was like these.
And I've apologized for that.
Nah. No,
I've
it was
apologized.
actually a good show, beginning
Yeah.
to end.
And
Everybody's
then
giving you
George
some shine.
Wallace popped in, like
Yeah, that's fine.
He killed it.
the thing
You know
that
what?
we would do is
I've only
have
seen
that.
snippets, so I've never seen like
Yeah.
a full, his full clip, and
Yeah.
that thing was
Yeah.
hilarious. It's like, yeah, I was there yesterday. I still remember some of the jokes.
Yeah,
I
man.
was like, oh, everything was. I get the theme. He
Like,
killed
like
it.
he's like he's like
Yeah,
losing his
yesterday
mind.
I was in New
Yeah.
York, and yesterday I did this.
You can tell
Yeah.
he's a pro. Like,
Oh
he
yeah,
can
I
do
mean,
that
to
in
have
sleep.
like that was the secret.
Yeah.
Because I think I told you.
Yeah.
But that was the secret. We didn't want to put that information out there. George Wallace was actually booked that week to be at the Funny Bone, and so the manager reached out and said, "Hey, would you mind popping in on this special night?" And he said, "Yeah, I like to get in town early." And we knew when we had that, we said, "Yo, this reunion is gonna match the feeling that it was," because
Yep.
on any given night,
Mhm.
D. Ray Davis or whoever could just be in the area
Facts.
and they would pop in.
Yep.
And people be like, "Yo, that's D. Ray Davis."
Yeah.
And
Well.
so that's what made that reunion powerful.
Well, you know what else? I mean, aside from the comics, I mean, the music, everybody's intro was dope. It got
Yeah.
the energy. The energy was high right after
Yeah.
the intros. I mean, it was great. The music matched the comics for sure.
Absolutely.
Because like, it was like we're jamming, and then the
Yeah.
comic hops on, and he keeps that energy up.
Yeah, man.
Good night.
I mean, one other fun fact too. When I left there in 2010 or 11, whatever it was, that was my first time back in that building since then.
Huh?
Dead serious, bro. I haven't been back there
Wow.
for it was almost 15 years, and I spent like 8 years of my life in that building 5 times a week.
Yeah, bro.
Dead serious.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
left there to go to radio. When I did that, I just never went back, and it was no ill will.
Right.
I just never did, and I went there, and it's interesting now because they're closing, excuse me, to
Right.
move to the new location. So they're
Right.
not closing; they're just upgrading,
Walking distance.
which is right across the street from us.
Yes.
Which is where we're
Yes.
currently at because we moved obviously to a new
Yeah.
studio. But it was a dope night. It was great. It
Yeah.
was I feel like it needs to come back at the new spot. You just gotta pop the cherry over there and do something like
Right.
that and bring
I
it back.
put out a feeler to like maybe a comic or two, because the thing is, like,
gonna need
even
10.
Bo, even Bo said, "I don't know if I just want to go through the headache of doing that," because like Bo is a guy in his own right that carved his lane in comedy, right? And he's evolved
Agreed.
since back in those days. But Bo, the one thing that's constant about Bo, and he knows this, like, he's not business minded like a comic like myself,
Right.
where I'm always thinking of, I want to own the rights, I want to control this, I
course.
want to run it. And so Bo is like, I ain't got time to babysit these niggas, man. Like,
Yeah.
and
Right.
it's like, I mean, I get it. So some people like to bring that type of night back, he would actually have to dive deep
All day.
and do the booking and do all that. And I don't think Bo would be the one to do it. If he wants to do it, that would be great,
Yeah.
because people know him as the originator of that night.
Yep.
But I put a filler out to maybe 1 or 2 comments. Like, I think Angus could be the one
could.
to do it.
Just do it
Just-
once a month.
Right.
Like-
just bring it back and just kind of bring up a new generation
Facts.
Yeah.
of comics that did what we all did, but just kind of maneuver it. So,
Agreed.
I'm putting that out there. Angus, Bo, or just somebody who has the ability.
It should be one of you three,
Just do
to
it.
be fair.
Yeah.
It really should be one of you three. And there's no shade on anyone else, but there was no
Yeah.
one else that would actually host that night. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, Bo was obviously number one.
Right.
If he couldn't make it, it was always going to be either Angus or you.
Right.
There was, I mean, if we're looking at it from like the OGs passing the mic, you know what I'm saying? That would be super dope. Because now you got to think about this. Finding the talent is so much easier now because we have phones.
Right.
And people are posting. They have to. That's the way
Right.
that you're going to market yourself for free. So if you're on the circuit, that's what people are going to find. And you find that person locally that's doing it, dope. You want to do that. I don't care if you think you have 100 million followers. That's fine. If you're not on the road making bread off of that, and this is a night locally where you can start spreading your name, right?
Right.
Because anyways, but I think that right there, that was like your setup to start your quality comedy.
Yeah.
That was your setup to start being able to be on cruise ships. But all of that was connections, right? Along the way.
Absolutely.
And now that you're connected, when you're in town, by the way, I said that I'd fill in for you when you're not here, but you haven't returned my phone call. You're on a TV show here locally as well.
You did fill in once.
No, I did not fill in.
I could have sworn.
I was a guest because I called Ashley, your co-host. Shout out to Ashley.
Right.
And she let me come on the show as a guest, and then she wasn't there. And then you were there hosting, but then you ended up doing another segment and then had somebody else fill in to do the actual segment for me. And then I was there last time. The first time I was there, was with both your co-hosts,
Right.
and then you would happen to be on a cruise ship.
Right.
So then I said, I'll be there
Please put the violin as he's speaking.
when you need me to because I love you,
So
not because I
emotional.
have to.
So
yeah,
emotional.
he is.
The L world. L word is love, aka.
Bro, I could have sworn you were one of the ones.
I'm here to help.
So Living 757.
There you go.
We've been rocking out on that show since 2019, and that's been a great platform to launch me into the TV world as a personality.
You guys have slayed it, by the way. I want to like all jokes
man.
aside, the three of you guys and what you grew that brand for that first year, and then COVID happened, and then pivoting, and then keeping the show going.
Bro.
We know how
7
fast those
years
start
now.
and go. Like, seriously, shout out to you and all three of you.
Yeah. So we're actually taking the show to a different level because now we're no longer owned by Cox. We'll still air on Cox, but we created our own business through that show because we kept the rights to the show and everything.
Dope.
So thank you, Cox, for allowing us to keep the rights.
Right.
Now we're just gonna take it to a whole nother level. But like as hard as it is to believe, for the 7 years we have been operating almost with our hands tied behind our back because Cox has certain things that you got to follow.
Right.
And now that they're no longer owning the product, we can take it to a different level and still continue to expand what we call, or what fans know as, the coolest show in town.
Yep.
And even with that, it's about relationships, right?
All day.
So I'm connected with Coast Comedy Live, well, Coast Live. And Coast Live is essentially our competition because they're also a lifestyles and entertainment type show. But before I got Living 757, I created my opportunity to go on there to promote my quality comedy series.
Got it.
But the bigger question is, you're leaving for a week or whatever, right? Who's filling in for you?
So we've already, you can stop pointing.
Me.
We've already pre-taped the episodes.
Oh, yeah, that's
because I'm narcissistic. So
there's the answer we've been waiting for.
Yeah, got it.
No,
Yeah.
we've already pre-taped like almost about a month and a half worth of episodes, only because of this transition that's happening.
that makes
Cox.
sense.
Okay.
So once we come back where, everything is fresh and on time, it'll most likely be around February. So I do have some, cruises and stuff booked throughout the year, obviously. But, one thing that we did discover, so in the beginning, they felt like when Quincy wasn't there, we have a 3-host show, the only show like of that nature in this area that uses 3 hosts instead of 2. And what they thought was, anytime I'm gone, we have to put put a third guest in. And what they found was that a little bit of the Quincy energy is gone, but we each have chemistry with each other.
Agreed.
So they stopped putting in a guest host and just let 2 hosts do it because it wasn't like they were losing anything. But in the beginning, they were a little like, if Quincy's not here, we got to have that third person. So they were always putting in, a replacement.
It's funny that actually mirrors why you're sitting here by yourself. Because to be fair, we had a show with all 3 of you, and unfortunately he was not available.
Right.
And then he came in now because he's by himself. So that kind of fits the mold of what you're doing.
You said it.
I love those girls.
Exactly.
Man.
I know you do.
I love them, man. Like they are like family. Patricia, Ashley, And I was even on a national show that was also on Cox as well. And that show remained virtual for 5 years. It launched like literally a week after COVID hit. And so I was being seen by people out in like LA, well, in San Diego, all the markets where Cox was.
Okay.
And I remember being in this one place and this girl said, I've seen you on TV before in California. And I'm like, where? I haven't done anything, not realizing the show had expanded out there. So the things that I've been able to do with, like the TV personality is cool. And then I've been able to pivot into, acting. I've done like multiple movies. My most recent one was with, what's his name? Everybody knows him as Pinky from Friday.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Pinky, my bad.
From
yeah,
Friday.
That's the only Pinky I know.
Oh gosh.
Yes, we know what you're talking about. Yes.
Dang it, his name is skipping my mind, but him.
Yes.
It's an action film. It's actually on Tubi, Apple Plus, and also Amazon Prime, but it's called Blowback. Pause. But it is an actual action film.
Nice.
And I'm in the very first scene of that film.
You get killed in 5 minutes.
First black person. Yeah, I already know what happened. We know.
Yeah. But it's a great scene. I got a great acting role. It's Clifton Powell.
There we go, Clifton,
yep.
OG. Yes.
Yeah. So me and Clifton Powell, man, and I remember He came up to me.
Spoiler alert.
But it's a great scene. Like me and him, like I'm pleading for my life, and he smacked me around. But bro, I'm in that movie, man. So like I said, man.
No, you are in the movie.
Yeah, man, I'm in the movie, man.
That's
I'm
good.
in the look, and this is the easiest thing to promote because I tell people, look, you ain't got to watch the whole movie to get to me, because that's what people want to do.
Blowback,
right?
Got it.
That's what y'all gonna stop these jokes. That's what people. It's the gun, the blowback of the gun.
Yeah, it's all
good.
Action, pow pow.
Yeah, I have
okay?
those, yeah.
God dang it, this is not looking
Keep
good.
telling us,
This is
Quincy.
not
It's
looking
okay.
good at all.
No, it's good.
Hey, I died. Okay, just understand. Yeah, but it's just opportunities like that, and so I'm working on a few other future film projects as well.
Dope.
So yeah, so I'm just trying to
That's
do as
cool.
much as I can. But through my film projects, I don't use the quality comedy brand. I had to understand that and get to that point. Quality comedy is my persona on stage.
Yeah.
But as an actor, if I'm in a role where there's a cursing role or there's, things that I wouldn't normally do on stage, I'm an actor at that point.
Of course.
So I
Yep.
had to just understand, okay, Quincy, you've got to stop trying to think, okay, everything has to be quality comedy. So I can tell you, are you familiar with Top Rope Zeus?
No.
Okay, right. So he produces this series. He's done it for a long time called Hump Day Romance. So
Okay.
there was a video that's been viral for a long time, and every 6 months or so it pops up again. It's called If Wedding Vows Were Honest. So I'm the priest in that, and it's him and another actress. Her name is Olivia and Jeanette, but they're basically getting married. And they're saying the honest things instead of the fake vow. Oh, I promise you the moon and the stars. Look, it is hilarious, but it's been viral for years.
Nice.
And it just keeps coming back. That's when people be like, you the guy from that joint? And I'd be like, yeah, but I don't have any lines. It's just my facial expressions. But people see that and they be like, yo, you're not funny. You have to be remembered as the person that didn't say anything. And
Facts.
so, yeah. So
basically
I've been
mine.
getting into acting and all types of stuff too. So, and that had all types of cursing in it. And so that's when I had to understand, don't keep sticking to the quality comedy thing when it comes to acting.
Two different lanes, right?
Be an
for that?
actor.
Yeah.
And get into the role. And I'm a method actor too, bro. Like I get into my roles. Like I did a role back in 2015 the historic stage play, A Raisin in the Sun. So if y'all don't know about that, Sidney Poitier, he portrayed this originally. Years ago, Puff Daddy tried to do it and it just didn't hit, pun intended.
But I'm bummed.
But Sidney is who I modeled myself after when I read for this role. And it's the lead role in this historic play by Lorraine Hansberry. When I did that, I had folks that were like, I didn't see Quincy at all in this role. I saw the character Walter Lee Younger. And I got so entrenched in that role where it took me about 6 weeks to detox. And so much so my wife and I were having like this small disagreement. And the role of Walter Lee Younger is a struggling black man in Chicago in the 50s or in the 60s. And, people just take from him and he's just trying to do for his family and he gets duped and gets robbed. And you just feel like the weight is on your shoulders. So the disagreement my wife and I was having was, about something finances, and I'm trying to do everything I can while trying to prepare for this role. And I was so entrenched. I became him in that moment. And she says something and I snapped and I punched the wall in the house. And it scared her so much, she picked up the phone to get ready to call the cops. And I'm like, put the phone down, girl. I'm not going to hit you. And then that's when I realized, I said, holy shit, I just hit the wall. And I'm so involved and so I'm a method actor. So I was so deep with that role that I took on the pressure of what he was feeling. And so it takes me a while to detox after I really get into a role.
That's a very valid point though, because the relatability of that happens a lot in life. People, right? You get so involved with what's currently going on, you forget what's going on at home.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily forget, it's not first in line at that point in time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm sure it's not just you, it's almost any real actor or any real professional that's in their profession, really in the entrepreneurial world. Not saying that doesn't happen in the jobs, because high pressure jobs are definitely out there. We've all lived them. But when you get one shot at this, you know what I'm saying? Like the entertainment space, you're on stage, you get one shot at that, and they only remember the bad, they don't remember the good because they're expecting to be good. You get multiple takes, at least when you're doing the role, but like you don't want to be that guy that is taking you 1,000 times to get this going because you're not going to get that role again, right? So you're so I got to give shout out to Kyle Myers, one of our partners here. There's a statement he said a minute ago when I first met him, false sense of pressure. And I use that a lot now because sometimes we give ourselves that false sense of pressure when it's really us doing it to ourselves because we want to win. And winning does not necessarily define the pressure that's on there. You wanted that pressure. This, how do you figure it out to make it work? Yeah. We live with that every day. So it's like now that you're going through that pressure has to relate into other aspects. But the good stuff is that you graduated to 2026. It's a new year, bro. You're booked. You see what I'm saying? Like you're booked for mad stuff. You got a lot of things on the horizon. And what is, there's peaks and valleys. Your Peak Life podcast. Obviously, we talk about this, but that was a valley for you, bro. You were so entrenched in that your wife got a little nervous and like, come on now, I don't even curse. I'm not gonna hit you, girl. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you're focused on what you're doing because you want to win. 2026 looks like you're lined up to win a lot. So what are some good peaks that you're gonna have that aka goals you're gonna reach? And then what's next for Quincy as we continue to go?
So first thing, the goals that I got planned is I'm still working on what I believe is going to be the very first ever clean adult comedy club, the Quality Comedy Club.
He just said clean. Yep, he said clean.
Clean adult comedy
Stop using
club.
that word.
You just said the C
first
word.
ever clean adult comedy club.
Quincy Clean.
Called the Quality Comedy Club. Okay, QCC. You know what I mean? So that's going to take a lot. Obviously, the relationships, they have to be there, but everything that I've built from the previous year, see, I start planning for my next year around June or July of that previous year. Some people start planning around November, December. I already have what I'm going to be doing.
You're 2 quarters ahead already, bro.
Right.
That's a win.
And so I set this when I turned 45 because I'm about to turn 50 in 2026, which is crazy.
Black don't crack, bro.
I know it don't, man. It looks beautiful. Thanks, Mom. But I said by the time I'm 50, I want to own my own comedy club. Right. Everything that I've done in my life, when I went back and just kind of retraced everything from 94 when I graduated high school, everything happened in 5s. So from 94 to 99, I became a comic. I started doing comedy in 99. From 99, or I want to say from 98 to 2003, when I got out the Navy, I want to say I started preparing for my barbershop. Okay. I started.
You used to cut hair.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So
my edge up, bro.
I never touched that. You cannot mess that edge up. I'm telling you.
He remembers. I know he remembers.
You cannot mess that edge up.
This is where the forehead started because of him.
God dang it, man. So from 98 when I got out the Navy to 2003, that's when I started building my clientele for the barbershop. From 2003 to 2008, that's when I started my business, Quincy Carr Inc.
Yep.
From 2008 to 2013, that's when I said, okay, I've worked this as well as a 9-to-5. Now it's time to step out on my own. I became fully self-employed in 2013.
Dope.
2013 to 2018, I went from just being a road comic to finally getting booked on cruise ships. I got my first TV performance, and from 2018 to 2023, I officially trademarked the Quality Comedy brand. So everything in my life has happened in 5. So when I was 45, I said, by the time I'm 50, I'm going to own my own comedy club. And so, so I'm in that final phase of putting everything together. And that's how structured I am, which is kind of off-putting to people that's like, God dang, because you got to be so business, like you got to be. And I'll be like, I can't help it. Like everything that I've done is not strategically planned because it's all in God's plan. But I tell people all the time, that's why I've been so successful, whether radio, TV, podcast stuff, because I don't know the audience. This is that I'm only when I was only stutter in front of people that I know really well because I let my guard.
I like that.
But
you speak into existence.
I never stutter when I'm on stage.
That's good.
Why
That
you waste
when
your
you speak
family's
into
time, though?
existence,
Just because you know you're going to be wasting their time?
Because if you stutter along the way.
Man, I forgot about that.
Right?
People don't know I stutter.
That's messed up.
That was a joke and be like,
that's the funny thing Edgar's ever said.
You know what? My family.
You got to use that, by the way.
Well, hold up. My family is so funny. Like my daughter, who's 16, like I'm also like involved more of her life, more in her life, as a dad that's always been gone.
Right.
So up until 2 years ago when I closed my barbershop, she had never seen me on a Friday night because if I didn't have the comedy show, I was in my barbershop. So when I finally shut down my barbershop to give myself more time to spend with her, I've been able to be her coach, be like on the coaching staff of her volleyball teams and stuff. So like that's been crazy. But my daughter and my wife is a savage. What they will do, especially my daughter now, as soon as I have an inkling of about to be like, she'd be like, you're like, why are you?
Got him.
But that's what we kind of do. Like that's our banter in the household. But
Yeah.
family will do that to me. But it's like I said, like when I'm in public around people, my brain just has it shut off where I don't struggle to say words.
What do you got coming up, brother? It's 2026 now. You got some things coming up. How many cruises you got booked? I'm gonna rapid fire questions.
Yeah,
Quick answers.
probably about 9 cruises booked in the first wave.
Out of Norfolk?
No. So I usually go New Orleans, New York, somewhere in Florida.
All right, so you got 9, and what do you think the cap will be this year?
The cap probably no more than 12.
Okay.
Only because here I do the TV show and on Coast Live, I booked the TV comedy series that will be entering our 5th season when it comes back to do the taping in May.
I mean, that's smart because that's 12 weeks out of the year. It's 52 weeks in a year. Now you have 40 weeks to be present, right?
Right.
If you had a 12. All right,
and then, of course, I got my quality comedy series.
How many of those are you doing?
I usually do no more than 8.
Okay.
8 in a year. And then I got another brand of quality comedy called Quality Comedy in Hampton. The first time I've ever put a show on the peninsula.
Okay, got you.
With quality comedy.
Thanks, I
and
appreciate
that's just my alarm. That's probably his alarm to let him know he needs to take his Viagra.
Yes, exactly.
It's for he's trying to get a shot back. Got it.
But you do have to take your Viagra.
No, I don't.
No,
I'm still good, bro. I'm on my way down.
Pun not intended, sir. Yeah. So you know what? Regardless of all that I have going on, let me tell you something.
Go back to him.
Viagra. It's one of the. Have you ever taken it?
No, but
any of the help me pills?
No, I did actually while I was in the Navy. Funny story, I used to sell it.
Really?
Because when I was in San Diego, I used to go to Mexico, buy them, and I'd sell it.
Nice, bro. I tried that one time, and I only tried it because I got duped into it. So by an older guy, and he said, "Hey man, you should try these pills, man. These things to get you right." And I'm like, "What is that, crack? Because why is your shoulders moving and shit?"
Shucking and driving.
Right? Like, hey, come on, man, get you right. And then he takes the pill because he shows me the pill. He said, "Don't take the whole thing because the headaches is crazy. Like just take it." And he bites half of it right there in front of me. I'm like, I don't know what age I will ever get to where it's okay for me to enjoy the chalky taste of a pill, like an older person.
Hell no.
But he bit it and just right in front of me. After that, 20 minutes, boy, she ready to go. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't know if I want to take that. Like that doesn't seem like it seems like it's a gateway into something else that makes your shoulders move.
Yeah, no, I'm 44, so I've been doing my blood work. He knows I've been eating right, going to the gym every day. I'm losing weight right now.
Good.
So I went, got the blood work, everything. They're like, all right, TRT, your testosterone's low.
I did get my testosterone checked.
So I was like,
and I got a high testosterone level.
Yeah. And I'm like right there below, like 10 points below the minimum.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, give me the shot. Go ahead. Let's go.
Okay. Damn right. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. But stay strong, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stay strong.
he naturally. Anyway, finish your joke because I want to see what your clean joke's gonna be.
So that was the joke. Like I just said, I just said I want my shoulder to shake.
Also, wait, why is he gonna take that in front of another dude?
Exactly.
That's
20
what I'm
minutes.
saying.
Like,
bro, like
that's a Diddy joke.
This dude said, "Hey,
all
look,
Diddy.
just let me know. Like if you ever need
Why?"
it." And I'm like, bro,
And why is it in your pocket, right?
like why is he right?
Like what?
So the extent of what I've said on stage is one time I took that just to try it, and the problem was I let my wife know. I said, "Hey, look, I'm on my way home. Get ready." And she said, "All right." And I took it. So these things take about 20 minutes before they kick in.
Okay.
So about 6-7 minutes later, she texts me, "Hey, on your way home, can you stop at the store and pick up the milk?" And I'm like, "God dang it, girl, God, this is crazy." So I said, I didn't realize the smallest things get me excited. Like I had taken this pill, and now instead of going home, I gotta go to the store. Look, I went to go enter in on the highway, and a person let me in. You know, in this area, people are just rude. They don't do the zipper technique or nothing. This person let me in, and I was like, this is like I was excited immediately. I said the smallest things turn me on. Like I'm in the store and I'm in the checkout line. The line is long, and I'm like, man, this line is crazy. And then a lane had opened up. Hey, I'm open. I'm like, that is exciting.
See the trend here.
So the smallest things turn me on. That's what I realized by taking that pill.
That's fun.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So now he has a subscription. That's what
Consistency.
Blue Chew sponsored by Quincy Clean Car.
Yeah.
Right? And then
Clean car. Quality.
Yeah,
But
we're gonna make that clean word dirty.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Clean word. You know, that would be the title. You know what? On
He's
some
so
wild-
clean,
Oh,
it's gonna be
I started-
dirty.
I must know y'all. I'm like, y'all
Go
are cool now. No. So on some real talk, I think and my cousin down in Orlando, he's kind of pushing me to think about this. But everybody knows me as this comic that don't curse on stage.
Yeah.
But they also know me as the comic off stage that does. Well, as the person off stage that does.
You're
and
human.
they said, I think you should consider doing a comedy special where it's like a title is like No Quality Allowed. Just something where you just be the Quincy that people who know you off stage see,
Good idea.
just to
Yeah.
see. And I said, that is a crazy cool idea, and I
Yeah.
would be up for it. I mean, obviously I want to have my material right, but
I'm gonna put the cherry in the cake for you. You know when
Yeah.
you do that? Your 50th birthday.
you think so?
Your 50th birthday.
Do a show,
Do a show,
say
the
No Quality
opposite.
Allowed.
and you get the dirtiest. Well, I guarantee you will sell out.
Oh yeah, I know.
I would DJ that one for you as my birthday present
Yeah.
to you. I would,
Bruh,
because I would want to see that.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
dead ass serious,
Right.
bro. I'm serious. I would do that because it would be something that you haven't done. Like I would stamp it. I'd promote it. I don't want
Right.
anything from it.
Right.
It's just because I know you don't do
Right.
that, and I know you'll slay it.
Right. And
But-
I know like people would just be like, hold up. So
It's like when Denzel finally played a bad guy, right?
Right.
Well, it's like
it's like,
surprise.
oh, I gotta
like,
see this.
Yes, I got to see
Right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do it.
It's worth a shot. And obviously I'm saying it on camera. So it's worth a shot. Obviously I need to kind of talk, you know, how I'm strategic about things, but
Yeah.
that's not a bad idea.
It's a
but
good
just-
idea, bro.
Just,
Yeah.
But
just something,
marry it on a birthday. It's a big milestone. You know,
Right.
like all that would work.
Right.
Use the venues and the relationships you've already created, or go bigger.
right. I
or
probably just do it.
do it at
I
the
can
Funny
do it
Bone.
at the Funny Bone.
The newer location,
right,
right?
Yeah.
right.
Or
And I know I can get
at the
that.
dome.
I mean, you're the dome. I'm the parking lot. You have to be fair.
No, you're the dome. I'm the sphere. Remember?
Fair.
It's
Sphere's
two
way
domes
bigger.
here.
That's
But
right.
yes. So, but the Funny Bone now seats 500, and all
Dope.
I would need
Okay.
is
That's dope.
one. I feel like in this area, people who've known me, they would just the intrigue of
I agree.
Quincy gonna be on stage. Oh, I got it.
Your first line be like, "How the fuck y'all doing?" That's it.
No. That would be easy.
Exactly.
No. It would be easy to do that. So I would have to
Yeah,
come up with something else, but then shock them
Like,
with,
what's his name?
like shock
I ain't
them
scared of y'all
Or don't overthink it and just go
Right.
the easy route, because
Right.
you've never gone the easy route. That's what I'm saying. So now,
Right.
if you're saying this is the easy route, cursing and whatever,
Right.
you've already gone the non-easy route. Why go even hurt? Just go this way.
Right.
Lower your standards for
Just
one night.
immediately-
Lower. God damn. Lower your standards a little bit.
Okay.
And
Okay.
like make it
Don't
easier for
overthink it.
yourself.
I
Don't
got you.
overthink that, bro.
Right.
Because you're an overthinker by nature, and I love that
Yes,
about you.
yes.
But in this one should be a layup. You don't need a double hand tomahawk windmill Vince Carter. This freaking finger
I got
roll. Like that's
Got
all
you.
this one
Hold on,
is.
talk about. Is that how you finger roll? Like, have you
Finger
ever played
roll.
basketball?
Oh, well, we've seen him
Have you
play.
ever
Don't
played
even try me.
basketball?
Listen,
Have you
don't
ever
even
played?
try.
We played
who finger
basketball.
rolls?
Thank you for
Like,
tuning in. I appreciate
we
it.
played basketball.
That
I didn't
was-
play with them, but all I saw was hack a shack all day.
I'm a boss.
You
yo.
look like the type of guy that don't know how to play defense, and so your defense is this. It's keeping people like
Basketball was my
It
number
was
one
rough.
sport. It was the
Okay.
sport that I played
What
the
on
most.
2K?
No, on every
Because that
day. Not
layup
2K.
didn't sell
It
me
was
at
a
all.
finger roll. all right?
It was too much sass.
I'm the guy that has all the new gear. All right, I look really good.
Yeah,
Part.
yeah.
You
That is
definitely
me.
can't play.
That is
Yeah.
me. I had new shoes every time.
Oh, you
And
can't
I
play,
have
bro.
15 assists and 5 points.
Hold up.
That's what I do.
Hey,
That's me.
Hold up. Did I book you
What?
for the yes.
Yes.
We did the
I
round of
know.
applause for a great cause.
Correct.
So,
I had the
so-
most points.
Okay, I didn't count. But But we did a celebrity basketball game back in 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I got that picture
and that's
somewhere.
another thing that I would love to do is to do another celebrity.
I also did the real
basketball
celebrity
game.
basketball game with Cam Chancellor and stuff too.
Oh,
with
you
some other
did?
Stuff. Yes, multiple
Okay.
times.
Yeah, how many points you scored?
I was 2-2-2 that one game. I only had 2 minutes of playing time. I had one for one,
Two.
2 assists and 2 rebounds. That was it.
Okay, nice.
And I hacked
bro.
push a T on the layup.
Oh, nice.
Anyways.
nice. Which makes sense.
It did.
All
All right.
right.
Quincy, where can we follow you, bro?
Anything Quality Comedy King. That's Instagram, that's TikTok. Obviously, my name, Quincy Carr, Facebook. You can Google it. You can go to my website, quincycarr.com. So it's either Quincy Carr or Quality Comedy King. And you'll find me. YouTube, my page is up and all that stuff too. So
Quincy, I appreciate you coming in here, man.
Man,
We
thank y'all.
appreciate you coming in here.
thank
Seriously.
y'all, man. It was a
Appreciate
lot of fun.
We'll do
It
this
was a
more
layup.
often. It was a layup, but more
Yep.
importantly, it was clean. And we want to make sure that it's quality as well. On top of that, Edgar the Sphere Munoz, final words. Where are we following you at? The VA agent?
The VA agent, Edgar
Okay.
Munoz on Facebook. That's
Okay.
about it.
Your Peak Life podcast. You're not following, subscribed, or liking that button, you should do so. It's a new year, new you, right? You want to know about peaks. You want to laugh sometimes. You want to keep it clean. It's all good. We got you. No matter what, we can go left, right, or down the middle. But more importantly, we're going to stay consistent. So we're here. So you have something to tune into, listen to, and more so just be a part of as we continue to grow the movement. DJ Julian Rivera signing out at DJ Julian Rivera, every platform. Deuces, y'all. Peace.